How's it going, everybody? Hey, geezer. So here we are again, mostly absent at the former talk phone. I was a naughty schoolboy. I don't know. Oh, hey, Eddie, did you say you got a Beauvais? I thought I saw something, but then maybe I didn't. Hey, GMT master, I was just writing you a note. Hey, Mark, how are you? NS something, how are you? Uh, the Hey, Junior. I don't know where I got that from, Eddie. Somehow I thought it was you. It was obviously somebody else. Hi, Mark. Uh, I think I've come to I there's a difference. Hi, Rohit, between I suppose when you're working on something and something goes wrong and you fix it, and then you go on and then something else happens, then you fix it. That was where how I came up with the it's always something department. Always something. We this my this is how my watch here started off. It was the first thing is that 2020 saved up enough money for this watch I wanted that I'd made a deal with in August. Get a hold of the guy. He'd apparently had changed his mind and decided not to after I'd saved the money for it. And then some good things happened, and I bounced around and finally ended up with this. But I mean, it couldn't just be something nice and simple. See a watch I like, bing, save for it and get it. But it's always something. And still waiting to hear back from everybody. they had, I don't, and you have no idea what's going on. It was all set for the going to this big gala dinner that the New York Horological Society has. So that was all set for April 1st. Well, you know what happened with that, and it's sort of the mother of all. It's always something. It's been a pandemic. Oh, so it's just sort of, well, if everything worked out the first time, it wouldn't be interesting. So this morning, and some of you picked this up. I just said it. I'm going to make my own watch. I'll just make a watch while we're waiting for some really good stuff to make a really good watch with. And so what I did, I mean, this was going to be a simple process, right? So uh, I was really happy because I discovered that when I first had this, I didn't think it came with lugs. And finally, I found this little bitty case, and it had all the lug material in it. Well, as you can see, they're pretty big. Now, let me show you what you have to do on this thing. This is like the reason I got this case. It's pretty good size too. Is that I had created a watch. It made the watch. Everything was all set. I had the dial on, the hands on, everything was working. And I wanted it on this. I had the California dial I wanted to put it on. So everything was all set. And then found out that it wouldn't fit the case. So then I got the case, found it didn't have lugs. And so that was what I did this morning. I put the lugs on. And and then it turns out that I think this is 24 millimeter or something, pretty good size uh, strap on here. But look at how it looks tiny compared to these big lugs I got. Um, the way you put them on was another thing that was sort of interesting. I mean, like you want to change straps on one of these things. Let me show you what you have to go through. I mean, you'll love a spring bar if you think that's a problem. These things are really amazing. Um, Oh, first of all, let me give you a better look. You can see this thing that looks like something that, big enough to belong on a trapeze or something that you can swing from. It's this huge, looks like a fat wire lug. Now, what is involved in it is that you have the right here, this is where the lug goes in, and you're supposed to put the lug in, and then you have a securing screw. So you screw the screw in. And by the way, if you ever happen to get one of these, the screwdriver is the purple one. All right. Let me see if I got it right here. Nope, it's a red one. Don't tell me I put something away. Yeah, here it is. Use the one with the purple neck or the purple head on it, and that turns out to fit. I always grab my red one because the red one seems to fit, and so you do that. So then you get the things on there, and I thought, okay, all right. So I got these. Where are they? I got these little screws. I don't know if you can see them or not. Let me see. I got those little screws in there, and on both of them. But then I thought, how do you get a how do you get your band on? And so I thought, well, I'll put it on the top side. And so I got it on, and I thought, well, it wasn't easy. And what you have to do before you screw these things on, you have to put it into the band, and then take hold the thing, and then slip the two lugs into the lug holes, and then tighten the screws. And I mean, this is like compared to popping one off with a, either one of those fast release ones or using, even with a spring bar tool. This is whoever invented this. I don't know why they didn't just put lugs on it. I don't know why I didn't pay more attention to what I buy. That has something to do with it. So I thought, well, okay, I'll just order some big fat. I think they're 26 millimeter straps. Now, I had it wasn't this big, but it was a good size Bulgari Octo, and they had really fat straps here. And that thing was so comfortable. I thought, wow, well, with a big watch, you got a nice fat strap. So I'll get some fat straps for this. Whip in a movement. I don't think I have a movement that's going to be too big for this. Put on my California dial, put the hands on, and Bob's your uncle, And I'll have another watch. This other watch I've been working on for way too long is lacking a second hand. All I got to do is get that second hand on, but that thing has proven to be a bugaboo. So it's if you're a pretentious watchmaker like me, it's always something. But if you're really a great one too, I guess they run into stuff. Okay, so anyway, so that's why I thought, well, this might be something that we can, if you ever run into it, like it's not just one thing, but it's a series of something. I think, you have, this little thing and this little thing, and you're getting everything ready. Then you get hit with a pandemic, and that, oh man, what's going on? All right, okay, let's see. Hey, BH1. A lot of people really hate California dials bit because it makes me like my Nomos Club campus is one. I love that one. And the one I think, if I'm not mistaken, the one they have on the Nomos, they flip it around. The thing of it is, California dials were actually originally designed, I'm pretty sure, by Rolex. And because I saw some old Rolexes that weren't redialed, but rather they had that half Arabic and half Roman numerals on them. And I don't know, somebody in design, who knows what they're thinking, but I think it looks sort of cool. There are a lot of people who don't like anything different. I mean, and that's the way it is, I love the clip numbers and stuff. Some people, it drives them right up the wall. And, that's the way people are. So Oh man. Hey Lee, how you doing? Okay, so what's going on? Let's see. Hi Ian, how you doing? What is a California dial? Yeah, this is something it's really got nothing very much to do with California, but um it's here's a California dial where half the numbers on the top or the bottom are one, and then the ones on the other side the others. So this one I think is a traditional California dial. You got the Roman numerals on top. You have the Arabic numbers on the bottom, and it's just a design, and it's not like like holy mackerel, how am I going to go from one to the other? I don't know. Ah, could include in the Geneva classification, perhaps. I don't know. Well, what's going on here? The Swiss watch industry should get some courage, set up a group, come up with a new standard, and just get it done. You know, I yeah, there are so many things that they should do. Okay, I need advice on something. I'm working on an Elgin pocket watch, and the enamel dial is chipped. I have 3 dials made for that specific movement, but none are enamel. I don't know how to, I know if you go to there are a lot of, jewelry makers and hobbyists and so forth who do all kinds of enamel jewelry, and what you might wanna do, Eddie, is go take a look at, enameling tools or enameling products. Some are very inexpensive. And you can see if they have some tricks for fixing chipped enamel. That's the only thing I can think of. Uh, okay, Stefan, what symbolizes night and day? I've done a fair bit of research on movement prior to working on this watch and rarely seen it with an enamel dial. It also is worth noting the hands are mismatched. It has an improper mainspring and improper crown. See what I mean? It's always something. Oh, I see. Yeah, it's confused. Man, that thing would go over big in fracking Gulf. I think it would. Panerais are okay. You like Panerais. I'm beginning to like, well, I've always liked the looks of Panerais, but I've never trusted Panerai after the 318 and never trusted them. But now all of their movements are that 9,000 or 900 and 9,000 based movement. That's a good thing. Hi Tim, what's up? 1159 series. Please do a video on it. Okay, tell me about the AP 1159 series. What is that, Tim? Hey, Franisek. A dentist might know. Yeah, Franisek, that's a great idea. Yeah, that is a good idea. Um, I don't know if it's the same. They might have a special glue or treatment or something. It's a good idea. Hi, Dr. A and B. Please check this one very close to your idea. Emile Kloritz. Whoa, that sounds French. Let me see. It's called Emile. Oh, good. Let me see what that is. I'll put that. I'm going to start up a little note thing here. Ah, oh, hmm. Now, okie doke. What are your thoughts on the upcoming Moser Precision Engineering cylindrical hairspring? Um, First of all, I don't know anything about it, and that's something. Second of all, with the what do they call it, Strawman hairspring they have now is so well done that I would imagine that if they did another a cylindrical hairspring, that would be wild. There's definitely something I'd like to find out about. Okay, let's see. Precision engineering is sort of like Moser's got precision engineering, and Beauvais has Demier, and I like the idea of having a separate sort of the Watt side and then the movement side. It's sort of like the business and aesthetic side versus the geeks, and I've always liked it. It's always a good idea to keep the geeks away from anything other than than mechanical and software design, and keep but definitely keep them away from artistic design. Every now and then they find a good one. Okay. The cool thing about the JLC Master Extreme system is that it releases a regular spring bar. So it works with any strap with normal spring bars. Same with the deployment. Yeah, I get. There's. I like the ones that FP Jorn has. They just use those simple little quickie removal ones. The thing about it that I think is important is that they have that rounded dome, so you're not, because a lot of them are going to be metal and they'll gouge into gold. Um, so that's another thing I like the one about the ones that FP Jorn has. Okay. Oh, is the AP 1159, is that part of their code series, Tim? Okay, what's the new piece coming out in June, Eddie? Okay. Hi, James. How you doing? True form follows function, perhaps. Go easy on the geeks. Hey, the geeks are my people, James. Believe me, I I have um they they have a very different idea of form though. Ah, nothing like a good geek. The thing is that good geeks have their own. I'll put it this way: their own music in terms of the the aesthetics of design. This is why I like Marco Lang so much. I mean, he does everything, he goes out of his way so that anyone who gets a Mark Lang watch, Marco Lang, can see it. I mean, can see what's going on in the movement with like using that trigonal bridge, or on the Georg, how he has all of them just sort of lined up. The wheel train just goes right down the side, each one with a different bridge for it. So that kind of design is really interesting. Sometimes though they get into other parts. I mean, look at, oh god, what is the name of that company that Leinfelder? Here they take this beautiful movement and look what they did. Now that's did was it possible that you had who designed that? It's look at those watches with that incredible movement. Oh, let's see. Okay. Okay, so it's a top secret what's going on with it. Okay, well, that'll be fun. Hey, Watch Abbott. Hey, Tigam Gronfeld. Yeah, Gronfeld. Man, they're great. Both of the Groenfeld brothers are on High Horology Lounge, and they had, I don't know if they ever spend any time there, but they have such cool watches. They're a lot of fun. When I don't know, something is sort of like I don't think the most interesting German designs came out of Bavaria or Munich in particular. So, but that's not, certain things about that are really neat. Okay, they've been hitting at it for a while. They had it in the oh, I know the one you're talking about. Eddie, eh, didn't they tell you to be quiet about that, Eddie? Eddie, head for the corner. Oh yeah, this is one thing I think the right before the pandemic, I got in two incredible meetings within the same week. One was with FP Journe, and the other one was Edward Meylan, and Eddie for that matter. And there was and then, but now it's just like a whole wall has come down. First rule of the Watch Fight Club. Okay. Oh, he wasn't even supposed to hint at it, Mark. Oh, yeah. All righty. I forgot what it was. See, that's the thing with me. I'm looking at so much stuff. There was this look of sheer terror on one of the Moser people when I was at Cellini's, right after I'd interviewed Edouard Meylan. And they had this little group over on a corner with Richard Teven, and they were doing stuff. So Richard and I started talking. I said, "Oh, that's really cool. What is that?" And I, what was that? And I forgot exactly what it was. If Leinfelder just took classic dials, I agree. I agree. And that's something that would be all they have to do. I mean, if you look at most of the dials, that there are a couple exceptions, but the exceptions are, I think, remarkable. If you look at Lang and Hein dials, they're all pretty classic and extremely well executed. And he's got a couple different ones, a red and blue one. There, I would love to get my mitts on. All of these things are way out of my price range. They're even out of hand grenade range. Uh, but with Langfelder, sometimes just coming up with something nice and clean and simple, man, they would have, in their price range, they would have something really, really nice. Hi, Williams Watches. How you doing? Oh boy. Oh yeah. There are a lot of things I'd like to forget. How does that work? The Ilcisium looks okay. Yeah, Mark. Yeah, Mark N. I agree with you. See, this is the but that's the one that is a nice, clean, simple one is in the gold. They put a picture of their cathedral, some cathedral, and that one doesn't look awful. But some of the other ones, they just like, man, what I would do, they could just take them apart, whip out the dials, take the hands off, put in some nice simple dials, even ones with a Bavarian German kind of history to them. Maybe even an Art Deco would look cool. But man, I tell you what they picked. I don't know what they were thinking. It was like I don't know, maybe the owner's granddaughter or something. I'll do it for you, Grandpa. I don't know. Oh no, no, no. The Vanta Black, you mean? That God, that's beautiful. I really like that. Um, hey Alton, how you doing? Enjoy your lurking weekend. Let's see. Yeah, yeah, that's it. Yeah, so this is why they did. You know, the Elysium Gold aspires to be okay. The rest of them are like, what were you thinking? I don't know. Maybe what they wanted to do was that look, we got to do something different. All of these other ones look the same. And that sometimes is a big mistake. Um, I look at what happened to Rolex Prince. Here you've got this wonderful watch that is totally different from everything else that Rolex has. It was a flop. All right. No two ways to put it. It was a flop because of people who buy Rolexes don't like that kind of watch for whatever reason. And me, on the other hand, my God, look at that thing. How they, I still get all excited about it, except I'm excited about too many other ones at the same time. Okay, what's going on here? Oh yeah, it's just it's one of those things. When you're looking at a whole bunch of watches, your eyes sort of runs down the page until you hit on something you like. At least mine does. And other things just sort of fade away. Their brands. I was looking at Touch of Modern, and I was going through them all, and it was no, 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 oh, and then no, 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 just sort of like that. And Leiss, Leidenfelder, theirs would be, no, 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 ugh. That's so not picking on them. I'm not picking on them. And really, what I'd like to see them do is just redo the dials, and I think they would. I think they could do pretty well. All right, the new Terra Linefelder is even worse. Oh, God, they made it worse. Okay, I'm scared to ask how much a LN8 split seconds is going for. I don't see any on the secondary market. Yeah, watch habit. The one everything they have is done beautifully and very very expensive. And trying to think, I lucked out. there was there was a bank in Oman, and some God, it used to be. I'm trying to think of the name. Can't remember the name of the city. I guess it's a major city in Oman, and they had a deal with a bank, and the bank was buying a bunch for the people who work there, and they're getting them at half price from Langenheim. Some kind of deal that somebody cooked up. So maybe they owed the bank money, for all I know. So anyway, I got a call from this guy, or was a text or something. He says, "Hey, Bill, I hear you're interested in a Lang and Heinz." I said, "Yeah." He said, "Well, they got this deal there." So I contacted. He gave the contact person, and and we talked to some other people. And I said, "No, it's only for the employees of the bank." So I thought, never up, never in. So I give it a try. And then I got a message that said there was somebody who backed out of one, and we've got this Frederick 2. Well, I'd wanted a Frederick 3, but when I saw the Frederick 2, I liked it even better because I like Arabic numbers more than I do Roman numerals. And so that was how I ended up getting it. Was this weird thing through keep forgetting the name of the city is in Oman. I mean, how many cities are there in Oman? Which is sort of a wasteland, and then it's got some interesting things going on there, though. Anyhow, that was one of those things because they're hard to get at discounts. I did see The one with the Remontois Egalite in it. That was I saw one for 40,000, and I think it was pre-owned. I'm pretty sure it was, but that would be okay. But 40,000 bucks, man, that's still a lot. But it was, I think, new. They're around 70,000. You know, same thing with if you want a Wooten Lonnen, man, you're not going to go find those down at the usual places. You just aren't. Those things, you know. Okay, UWD, yeah. Bill believes it's called the Star. The Albert. That's right. Watch habit. Steel models are 79.50 euros. Uh, it has something. Those dials really got to you. Yeah, the prices aren't bad on those on the Langfelders at all. Muscat, that's right. Watch habit. That was the city. Was Muscat. I don't know why I can't remember that. That's not sort of a cool name. It's, you have music and cats together. I should remember that. I'll see if I can. Um, Yeah, the UWD NS something UWD movements, those are 4,000 bucks, and that's what I'm hoping we can get. Would love to visit Oman one day. So would I. I want to visit every place I haven't been. Every place I've been, even places that I didn't think would be much fun, have turned out to be fascinating. And I love to travel. That's another thing too. I really miss our travel. Yeah, Michael, that's right, Muscat. And the people there I dealt with were all really nice and really helpful. Send you the watch design and Instagram chats page. Please check. Will do. Muscatine wines. Oh, all right. Hi, Hans. Um, and that's something. You know what? It would be interesting to maybe find out something about their cases. Say, hey, you want to unload some of those cases on those ugly watches? You know, pop on a different dial. Oh, Roger. Wow, the king of Oman lives about 6 miles from you. Oh, that's cool. Um, I guess you live in a cool place in the summertime. Oh, yeah, see if we can find out. It's worth a try. I'm trying to remember what their cases look like. I don't know. Hey, NS something. What about a deal with them? It was 4,000 bucks for the movement and the dial. No, not the dial. Sorry, not the dial. The movement and the case. That might, and then we could do the rest ourselves, which we're planning on doing anyway, and then put in get an enamel case. Another kind of thing. George Clooney lives about 2 miles from me in Berkshire. Oh, okay. That's it's funny. The time that I spent in England, most of the time was during the winter, and so it's always not exactly been it. It can be a little bleak, but of course, where I live, it can be pretty bleak too in the wintertime. But I used to take the train from Cambridge to London, and it was, it was not the flowery thing. Just when we were going, we ran into all the flowers. Oh, I don't know. Um, what is better, Elysium steel with better dial via Skadoki? Could be. Bleak doesn't cover it, Bill, but the weather we are having now has been very pleasant. Same here. Everyone talks about the great falls in New England. Man, I tell you, the springs are really great. There's a point though. I mean, I like winter. I really do, because winter can be beautiful. There's sort of a point in the early spring and late fall when that's your bleakest looking. All the trees are naked and everything else. But the good thing about it is that when all the leaves fall off, you open up and you see you see certain neighbors you didn't know you had. No, it's when you live in a woodsy place, that's what happens. Hi, Tony. How you doing? um Williams watches this winter most of the summers here. Where you live? And Mark lives 360 miles from the most popular movie stars. Man. Hey, cuestión de tiempo. ¿Qué pasó? Or pasa? Oh, yeah, I'm going to have this one on all week. This is a 7-day. I decided to have use my 7 days endeavor for 7 days. Hey, Paul, a bit late. Let me see. Yep. Oh, okay. Well, look, guys, I have a project. What I'm getting. Oh, yeah, that was the other. What else is new? This case back. I just thought it was. I have this one of these tools. Take a case back off with. Just turn it around, unscrew it. Well, this one has like a special octagonal or some kind of agon, and you need a special tool to take it off, or one of those sticky balls, and you pop the old sticky ball on there, turn it, excuse me. And I'll get that on Friday, so I hope we'll be able to do it. Hi, Dwayne. Que pasa, mi amigo? There you go. ¿Qué tiene? Oh, I have an article report for you from my research about a place in Oklahoma. Not Squash Dog, is it? Oh, man. Well, look, guys. Let me see. Question for the GP 7000 from Gerard Perregaux, based on an ETA that they stripped and rebuilt. Boy, that's okay. So this is a Gerard Perregaux 7000. Wow, that's interesting. And it's based on an ETA that they stripped and rebuilt to 41 joules. I'll be darned. You can also do it with blue tack, a big clump of it. Hans's blue tack, is that like what's this stuff called? This putty that's used. I forgot the name of this putty, but maybe that might work. Well, I've already ordered the big ball, so I don't know. If I can get this putty to do it. The putty worked. I'll be darned. Thank you. I just saved. It's too late because I ordered the ball, and there it is. The back came right off with the putty. Oh, great. Thank you. we got something big accomplished. Well, I'll go ahead, and now that I have the big ball and have already used my putty. Forgot the name of my putty. Oh, Fracking Junction, huh? They had, I tell you, Oklahoma's, I think they've become the earthquake center. They surpassed California in number of earthquakes they had. Hi, underachiever. How you doing? Hey, Paul. Oh, you know, what is that putty called? Doggone, that works so well. I feel dumb now because I had literally ordered one of those balls. Won't get it as tight as a proper Renso. Oh yeah, I know. They got what is I forgot the name of the putty. Come on, what's the name of the putty that you use? Rodico. That's it. Rodico putty. Thank you. The ball won't get it as tight as a proper wrench. How about will Rodico probably get it as tight? I don't want to have it crazy tight though. You're right about a proper wrench. I agree with that. But I don't know. I don't like to have things too tight. Maybe because I'm afraid that one will strip something, and everyone remembered Rodico except me. Yes, it'll work. I always called it Funtac. Rodico is the correct name. I know that. I use it all the time. I just always forget the name of it. One of the things, I'll give you my Rodico putty tip. Okay. You take a pegwood stick and you put a little Rodico putty on the tip of it, and that's how I set the hands and everything. You take the problem with with tweezers is that if whatever gear or anything else, and especially really small ones or a hand, if it snips it, it acts like a catapult and boing, it goes off to where all lost watch parts go, which is nobody knows where that is. So I certainly don't. But with this, you can just tap it and pick it up, and then put it into place and so forth. That's that is a tip from a pretentious watchmaker. It's a lot of fun stuff. But I got the ball. Yeah, I got the I ordered one. I really probably should have got one a long time ago. But I am so jazzed that Rodico putty worked. I can't believe it. And so now I don't have to worry about, if the ball doesn't work or something else. The other thing was I didn't know whether it was a pry off or not. And I got my pry off tool, and I hate those things. I hate to use them on a watch back. But they have them. My Patek Philippe has pry off, and you got to be really careful with that. Hey, Tony, Monkey's Eyebrow, Kentucky. Really? There's one of my favorite is in Iowa. It's called What Cheer. I don't know. Sounds like a bunch of guys around a saloon. What do they call it? Let's call it What Cheer. Hey, Kelly. Oh. Ding Dong in Texas. There are a lot of funny names. Just south of Santa Barbara, there's this little town called Santa Claus, and they have a postal stamp that says Santa Claus, California, and people used to go down there and mail their Christmas cards from Santa Claus. Street names too. My favorite street name is one in Portland, Oregon called Chow Mein Lane. Love that. Just such a lyrical name for a street. Okay. Hey, underachieving, what's up? I haven't bought a watch in 6 months. I'm getting an itchy trigger finger. Yeah, those are things you gotta be careful about. Is an itchy trigger finger. When you haven't, when we're in a pandemic, oh man, I'd really like to buy a watch, but If I bought a watch now, it would go through. I mean, my own personal CDC is my wife with her whole process for anything that comes in the door. Hope you like it, Georgia. Squashapinny is in North Carolina. Really? That's, well, listen, guys, I got to run. Everybody be safe. As soon as something comes up, I'll let you know. In the meantime, I'm going to be working on my watch project and finding new things out. And today's discovery was using Rodico putty as a case back opener. Take care.